Welcome back to Boys from the Bridge. This is the official channel dedicated to yours truly, Chelsea Football Club, and football in general. Everything you want to know, everything you need to know, it happens right here, right now. Let's get into it. So, this is a video of a game against Rennes that we played in the Champions League. This was the third game in the Champions League group, and it was a very convincing win. We won the game 3-0. Get in, very happy with that. Takes us top of the group. As you can see now, we are top of the group due to goal difference. Sevilla found themselves 2-0 down to Krasnodar at home, but managed to pull it back and win the game 3-2, even though their captain, Navas, got sent off early in the second half. They still managed to pull it back. I was hoping actually Krasnodar would win that game, but that's not where we're focusing. We're focusing on the Chelsea game. The first thing I'd like to say is that Havertz has now come out positive for the coronavirus, so he didn't feature in this game, unfortunately. Wasn't a big miss, as we do have a huge squad depth and very talented and skillful players, but it is a shame now because I know that he will be out for 2 weeks. He will have to self-isolate, so we won't be seeing Havertz until the international break is over. Luckily, it is the international break, and we'll be getting him before the Tottenham game at the end of this month. That is a huge game, and I definitely want our best players there. I have to admit, I am worried about this coronavirus pandemic affecting all our players. As we do have a big squad, I am hoping potentially that, well, obviously none of the players get the coronavirus, but if they do, they get it individually so they can sit out like Kai Havertz. If our whole squad got the virus and we had to play extremely young players that we haven't seen before, that could be worrying, especially as we're doing so well in the Champions League and we're pushing on in the Premier League. But in this video, I'll be talking about all the highlights from the game that I'll be putting in blue, all the lowlights from the game that I'll be putting in red. I'd really appreciate it if you could please hit a thumbs up for this video, hit the subscribe button so you can get all my videos as soon as I post them, and leave a comment in the comment section below what you thought of the game. So this was a fantastic dominating display by us. Werner scored the first goal. That was a penalty. For me, for everyone, it was definitely a penalty. Werner did a bit of a heavy touch, but managed to get the ball away from the defender who tripped him. Was a very well struck penalty into the bottom corner. Keeper almost got there, but there was a little bit too much power for him to get the well taken penalty. Now, for the second goal, Tammy Abraham had a shot blocked outside the box, which deflected off of the defender's foot and hit his arm. Now, you know what? As a Chelsea fan, I have to say, most of the time, I would love Chelsea to have a penalty in order to win games. I'm not for this rule at all. I think if this was against us, that would have been very harsh too. And he got a second yellow card and got sent off, which changed the entire game. I don't believe that he should have got sent off. I don't even believe that it was a penalty. I think the ref should have just allowed the game to continue, and it would have been a very close game after that. I'm all for a penalty being rewarded when the ball is struck on the arm, if the player is kind of moving towards the ball, but not if it deflects off a body part and is going for the arm. He never meant this. Yes, his arm was traveling towards the ball, but this is a natural thing to do. If you block it with your foot, you're going to be coming in like that, so I don't think it's a penalty. I think everyone can agree, as a Chelsea fan, or even if you're not a Chelsea fan, that shouldn't have been a penalty. In the Premier League, this wouldn't have been given as a penalty, so I think in the Champions League, it shouldn't be given as a penalty too. Werner went up to take the second penalty, slotted it in the top corner. Very well taken penalty. I'm actually glad that the likes of Werner is taking penalties and not Jorginho anymore. Jorginho has a fantastic ratio of taking penalties, scoring 23 out of his 26. It's always very nice to see someone else taking the penalties who tends to smash the balls. I am not the biggest fan of the way Jorginho takes a penalty, even though it's very successful. I am old-fashioned, just smash the ball like Werner does. I think he's a fantastic striker of the ball, and he has huge talent taking penalties, as well as in front of goal. So for me, Werner scored 2 goals, looked very dangerous as soon as he got on the ball, almost scored his hat-trick. So in this case, I'm putting Werner in the blue. I have chosen 4 players that I believe stood out from the game. Every single player played fantastically and deserved to go in the blue, but I just wanted to pick 4 players that stood out from the rest and put them in blue, and Werner is one of them. The second player that I want to speak about is Thiago Silva. Now, Thiago Silva played this game. He looked very fresh. He's an extremely dominant figure in that defense and brings so much calmness to the defense of Chelsea. He played extremely well, winning all his challenges. He also seems to have such a good communication with the back line, the goalkeeper, and also the midfielders. So it's awesome to see that Thiago Silva played so well and has been playing so well. We desperately need a centre-back that was performing like this, and it's made the likes of Kurt Zouma also play a lot better. So therefore, I'm putting Thiago Silva in the blue. The third player that is going in the blue is Mason Mount. Now, Mason Mount has got a lot of stick from some Chelsea fans recently, but I thought he was awesome today, as well as awesome against Burnley. He was outstanding in both games. He ran all over the pitch, doing all that dirty work that other players didn't want to do, and his distribution of the ball was also fantastic. So I'm putting Mason Mount in the blue. I think he's an extremely important player for us, and even though we spent so much money this season, Mason Mount seems to fit into this squad and this team so well, so I'm extremely thrilled for him personally, and he's also going to be a great asset for England moving forward. So Mason Mount was definitely one of the contenders for man of the match. The last player that I want to be putting in the blue, and for me was probably the man of the match in this game, was no other than our right back Reece James. I am a huge fan of Reece James. I think he's probably one of the best right backs in the world. He should definitely be starting for England. I know Trent is also a fantastic right back that plays for Liverpool. But Reece James's balls into the box, there's no one better. His delivery is superb. He always seems to lay it on a plate for the striker, and he did this for Tammy Abraham, who slotted a well-finished goal. So Reece James, his defending, his work rate, his pace, his aggression in the game was outstanding, and always his final ball was so on point. So therefore, he is my man of the match, and he's going in the blue. There are lots of positives to take from this game. We are gelling together so much more. All our new signings are really starting to understand the other players that were playing before, and our squad depth is outstanding. I don't think there's many teams in the world that can rotate their squad like we do and still have such a convincing team out with so much talent. This is going to really help us moving forward, allow us to rotate our squad a lot as we have so many games coming thick and fast. And also, it will allow us to really challenge for the Champions League that we so desperately want. The last time we won the Champions League was in 2012, basically the best night of my life. I really believe with this squad we have the abilities to do so. Mendy was also terrific in goal tonight. He didn't have that much to do. He did make a top quality save towards the end of the game. He just read where the ball was going to go perfectly and just pushed the ball out of harm's way. I'm extremely thrilled with this performance by Chelsea. We have been unbeaten in around 9 games now, so it is very exciting. I know it doesn't necessarily feel like we've been unbeaten in 9 games, as there have been certain games where other teams have come back and we've drawn against. But now we've managed to keep a consecutive clean sheets in a very long time. This is also the first time that we've managed to get 7 points from the opening 3 games in the Champions League for around 2 years. So things are definitely on the up for Chelsea. The boys definitely need to go back home, rest, recover, as we have a big game against Sheffield on the weekend. We are only 4 points behind Liverpool, and this is a big game for us in order to carry on putting pressure on them and really show the rest of the Premier League we mean business and really try and win that Premier League that we all desperately want. This was a fantastic game. There's no real lowlights. The only lowlight really from the game is hearing that Kai Havertz has the coronavirus. I'm wishing him all the best of luck with that. I think it's fair to say that he'll be okay, but I hope that he can rest and feel better as soon as possible, as we desperately need him back into the team. This is the last game on the weekend now before the international break, sadly, so I'm really going to make the most of this game, take it all in, digest it, and do a review to this game on the weekend. I'll be also making a preview video to our game on the weekend, so stay tuned for that. Till then, I hope you all keep well. Come on, you Blues. See you later.